Hello, and welcome to the lesson on Large-Scale Scrum, or LeSS, large solutions that descale the enterprise. Now for a totally different approach on scaling. Large-Scale Scrum takes a completely different approach to scale. In fact, the term that LeSS uses is not scaling up agile organizations, but descaling the organization. This is considered the pinnacle of the scaled organization for Scrum and Agile. LeSS wants to avoid this trap where teams try to act independently within an organization. Organizations looking to create smaller, more independent teams to implement Scrum will drive towards a model that LeSS calls fake descaling, where we start by creating independent teams that have internal and external markets. Every team has customers and are consumers of Agile teams. But for larger products, our independent teams will need a portfolio manager to ensure alignment of efforts, because otherwise they will diverge. Portfolio management leads to integration and dependencies, because there are real-world physical dependencies in our products. Integration and dependencies drive the need for rules, so teams stay independent. These rules reintroduce the Program Management Office, or PMO, to coordinate control. These rules turn us into mindless drones of the traditional archaic organizations of yesteryear, effectively returning to where we started our journey in the first place. The LeSS system provides two types of scaling of products to remove other potential roles. The LeSS framework is used for up to 8 teams of 8 people. The LeSS huge framework is employed for up to 1,000 or more people delivering a single product together in single increments. This way, the organization can avoid unnecessary dotted lines that take away power and control from the Scrum teams, which in turn zaps productivity and pride of workmanship. According to the philosophy behind LeSS, Scrum works as it is designed for one team, and it shouldn't be changed for one team. No matter the complexity of the product, 3 main roles should remain: the product owner, PO, the Scrum Master, and the development team. And in the LeSS model, these roles persist and remain the only roles for up to 8 teams. It's important to note that LeSS suggests that teams be aligned to features to maximize their ability to specialize on the architecture of a product and work independently. In the LeSS huge framework, we go beyond 8 teams, but only add one new role to support the product owner. This role is the area product owner. This role is needed because the pressure on the product owner to manage such a large backlog is too great. The area product owner provides a buffer of work definition and acts as an intermediary to help manage an area of requirements. The area product owner can manage up to 8 Scrum teams, and it's important to note that the area product owner cannot override the prioritization of the product backlog items. That still belongs to the PO. The product owners can have up to 10 APOs working with them to manage requirements. This is known as a product owner team, and they work together to manage the backlog for each sprint. At this point, there is enough scaling that global operations of product development can be handled. Sites can have multiple teams, and areas can include anywhere from 5 to 10 teams. When multiplied, this allows for a single product owner to manage up to 1,000 or more team members. So, what does the organization look like for the LeSS company? Well, there will be an enabling leader who is the head of product. This person will provide coordination and support using the servant leadership model of management. The responsibilities include managing competence and coaching, those functions of training and coaching to ensure continuous improvement in the organization. She must manage site locations, ensuring the teams are supported with facilities, people, and so on. The product owner team, which is led by the product owner in charge of the product. This team develops and prioritizes the backlog. She must also manage the support teams. These teams provide a lean service of support to the large teams, such as delivery or DevOps. And then those undone departments that are still functionally aligned or separate from Scrum teams. When we think of even higher levels of management, the idea is to provide similar types of servant leadership support for each line of business across the organization, always putting the customer and those closest to serving the customer first. The goal of any LeSS project is to enable teams to work according to the LeSS principles. The first principle is that large-scale Scrum is Scrum. LeSS just deals with the unavoidable scale of some products, but remains Scrum throughout its practice. Transparency is required to drive fear out and improvement into the workplace. The principle of more with less means we gain better teams, ownership, and reduced waste with less process and control, a core theme throughout the LeSS framework. We are building whole products that focus on the final thing a customer will buy, not just part of the product, so efforts are aligned with the same goal. It's customer-centric. By focusing on the customer needs led by the product owner, everyone aligns to the priorities and needs while reducing waste. Continuous improvement towards perfection means creating and delivering a product all the time without defects that utterly delights and improves the environment and makes lives better. Every aspect of work must be improved, not just the team's process. Lean thinking means continuous improvement and the go-see approach to management that drives respect for workers and continuous improvement. Systems thinking means understanding that the system is the focus, not the local performance of a team. So waste is reduced only when it doesn't impact flow. Flow is the goal and is optimized throughout all the parts of the team and product and organization. Empirical process control means processes should be subordinate to the product and market needs. And finally, queuing theory requires understanding that long queues increase cycle time, reduce feedback speed, and increase variability, which results in excessive waste. To learn more about these concepts, go to the link less.works and look at the resources page. There you can find more information on LeSS and begin your journey into descaling if that's a good fit for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.